I wanted to know what was on the bill that is at the center of this shutdown because I want to know why the Senate voted against it 13 times. So I did a little digging, and what I found is interesting, and it makes me wonder, if you were in their place, how would you vote? The bill that's been holding everything up is a temporary bill called a Continuing Resolution Bill, CR for short. Every year, Congress has to come together to work out the budget for the next year. And if they don't get all of the details worked out in time, they have to pass what's called a CR. It's common, and it usually isn't used for very long. CRs are short-term bills that keep the government open while Congress works out the details of the budget for the next year. They're routine. They happen all the time. And 80 to 90% of the time, they're simple. So they're basically saying, let's keep spending at the current levels until we finish the real budget. No politics, no panic, just paperwork that keeps things moving. Usually the House brings a CR to a vote. But if there are no major changes, just an extension, the Senate can bring it too. That's normal. That's balance. But this time, it's different. A wise lawmaker who is looking at a new bill that he is going to be voting on would start by asking a few basic questions. Who wrote it? Who sponsored it? What's the cost? What's the impact? What committees reviewed it? Was it rushed through, or was there time to read it? And here's where everything starts to look off. The bill didn't come right out and say what changes it was making, but it hinted at big ones, especially around immigration, education, and public programs. The language was vague on purpose, so there was no way to know how deep the cuts or shifts would go. That kind of confusion isn't harmless. It's actually dangerous, because it means you might be voting for something that quietly changes everything without saying so out loud. And it's one thing to try to get something added or increased, but it's another to get something taken away or decreased, because getting benefits or amounts back up is a lot harder than trimming them back down. There was no cost estimate, no breakdown, no author listed, no named legislative team, no committee input, no explanatory summary. That breaks normal transparency. Any legal expert would see this as a trap. You have a bill that is so not specific that it won't even list who wrote it, and it only had one sponsor, Tom Cole. Now, Tom Cole isn't known for being careless. He's a rule follower and a steady hand who usually works with both parties. So for him to put his name on something this incomplete, that's not oversight. That's pressure. And the Senate saw it too, so they voted it down. Then the same bill with no meaningful changes was resubmitted and voted down again, 13 times. Each time the Senate offered a clean version, no tricks, no vague language, no changes. Each time the House refused to vote on it. And finally, Speaker Mike Johnson shut the doors and shut the government down. So my question is, now that you've heard everything in plain language, if you were a smart legal expert, would you vote for an incomplete bill that has zero transparency, or would you continue to push for what you've done almost every year and want to vote on a bill that is clear and doesn't change anything until you've had time to weigh in on it? The Constitution doesn't say trust, it says consent, and you can't give consent to something that you don't understand.